The sighting of a Russian Sukhoi Su-57 stealth fighter at Iran's Bandar Abbas Air Base in February 2025, as captured by Maxar Technologies satellite imagery and amplified through viral social media posts, has ignited a firestorm of speculation about Tehran's ambitions to acquire this fifth-generation aircraft. The aircraft, identified as the T-54 prototype with port number 54 Blue, was returning from the Aero India 2025 airshow when it made this unexpected stopover, accompanied by an Il-76 transport plane bearing the registration RA76373. Images from February 19th and 21st showed it parked alongside aging US-made P-3 Orion patrol aircraft and fueled chatter about its purpose, whether a routine refueling stop, an engine-related delay, or a deliberate showcase of Russian military hardware on Iranian soil. This event unfolds against the backdrop of a burgeoning Russia-Iran alliance, cemented by a 20-year comprehensive strategic partnership treaty signed in January 2025, and Tehran's confirmed purchase of Su-35 jets, suggesting a potential pivot toward advanced Russian technology to rejuvenate its beleaguered air force. Iran's current air fleet is a relic of a bygone era, predominantly composed of pre-1979 US-made aircraft, like the F-14 Tomcat, F-4 Phantom, and F-5 Tiger, supplemented by Soviet-era MiG-29s and a handful of other aging platforms. Decades of sanctions have crippled its ability to maintain these jets, leaving it with a mere 30 to 40 operational fighters by some estimates. A stark contrast to the robust air forces of regional rivals like Israel, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE. The Su-57, dubbed Felon by NATO, represents a quantum leap forward, boasting stealth capabilities, super maneuverability, and thrust vectoring engines powered by the AL-41F1, with the more advanced Izdaliye-30 engine still in development. Its avionics suite, including the N036 Bayelka AESA radar, L402 Himalayas electronic countermeasures, and 101 KS Atoll electro-optical system with infrared search and track, positions it as a multi-role fighter capable of air superiority, precision strikes, and electronic warfare. Armed with long-range R-37 air-to-air missiles, KH-38M air-to-ground munitions, KH-59 Mk2 cruise missiles, and the KH-58 USK anti-radiation missile, plus a 30mm GS-31 cannon, the Su-57 could theoretically transform Iran's ability to project power and defend its airspace. The strategic rationale for Iran pursuing the Su-57 is compelling. Facing Israel's F-35I Adir fleet, stealth jets optimized for penetrating heavily defended airspace, and Saudi Arabia's modernized F-15 Eagles, Iran's current arsenal is outmatched in range, survivability, and technological sophistication. The Su-57's stealth and long-range missile capabilities could disrupt Israel's unchallenged air dominance, particularly over Iranian nuclear facilities like Natanz and Fordo, which have long been in Jerusalem's crosshairs. Similarly, it could counterbalance the Gulf Cooperation Council's air forces, including the UAE's F-16 Block 60s and Qatar's Rafales, which benefit from Western training and logistics. Beyond deterrence, the Su-57's precision strike potential would enhance Iran's offensive reach, threatening key regional targets like Saudi oil infrastructure or US bases in the Gulf, a capability Tehran currently lacks without relying heavily on ballistic missiles and drones. Yet, the path to acquiring the Su-57 is strewn with obstacles. Russia's production capacity is a major bottleneck. By March 2025, only around 40 Su-57s have been built, primarily for its own air force, with exports constrained by high costs estimated at $35 to $50 million per unit, and technical challenges. The jet's AL-41F1 engines have faced reliability issues, and the transition to the more powerful Izdaliye-30 has been delayed, potentially explaining the Bandar Abbas stopover if rumors of engine trouble hold true. For Iran, financing such a purchase under crippling sanctions poses another hurdle. While its oil exports to China and drone sales to Russia provide some revenue, the Su-57's price tag could strain Tehran's budget. especially when compared to the more affordable Su-35, already in its procurement pipeline with an order reportedly expanded to 50 units. Moreover, Iran lacks the maintenance infrastructure, spare parts supply chain, and pilot training programs needed to operate a fifth-generation fighter, requiring significant Russian assistance. Assistance Moscow might hesitate to provide given its own military commitments in Ukraine and Syria. Russia's export strategy adds another layer of complexity. The Su-57's first confirmed foreign sale to Algeria, announced in early 2025, signals Moscow's intent to market the jet globally, following promotional appearances at airshows like Zhuhai 2024 and Aero India 2025. United Aircraft Corporation and Rosoboron Export have positioned the Su-57 as a competitor to the US F-35 and China's J-20, targeting nations outside the Western sphere. Iran fits this profile, but unlike Algeria, which faces fewer sanctions and has a history of Soviet-era arms deals, Tehran's pariah status complicates transactions. Russia might navigate this by offering barter arrangements, drones or oil for jets, or by downgrading certain systems to comply with export restrictions, as it has with other clients. The Bandar Abbas stopover, possibly a promotional stunt, could be a prelude to such negotiations, showcasing the Su-57's capabilities to Iranian military brass, amid their ongoing collaboration in Syria and Ukraine, where Iran's Shahed drones have bolstered Russia's war effort. Regionally, the Su-57's potential entry into Iran's arsenal must be weighed against competitors' capabilities. Israel's F-35I, with its advanced sensor fusion and electronic warfare suite, remains a formidable foe, likely outmatching the Su-57 in stealth and networked combat, though the Russian jet's superior maneuverability and missile range could level the playing field in a dogfight. Saudi Arabia's F-15SA, equipped with ESA radar and standoff weapons, lacks stealth but benefits from U.S. maintenance and pilot training, ensuring higher readiness rates than Iran could hope to achieve. The UAE's F-16s and France-supplied Mirage 2000s, while capable, are fourth-generation platforms, potentially vulnerable to the Su-57's stealth and long-range arsenal. Turkey's TFX Khan project, aiming for a fifth-generation fighter by the late 2020s, is still embryonic, giving Iran a temporary window to leapfrog Ankara if it secures the Su-57 soon. However, the Su-35, with its lower cost and proven design, might suffice for Iran's immediate needs, raising the question of whether the Su-57's marginal advantages justify the investment. The broader geopolitical stakes amplify the deal's significance. And Su-57-equipped Iran could shift the Middle East's air power balance, complicating US and Israeli strike plans against its nuclear program and emboldening Tehran's proxies in Yemen, Iraq, and Lebanon. For Russia, exporting the Su-57 to Iran would deepen their anti-Western axis, countering NATO's influence while showcasing Moscow's technological prowess to other potential buyers like North Korea or Venezuela. Yet, the risks are high. Delays in Su-35 deliveries, still unconfirmed nearly 2 years after initial reports, suggest Russia's supply chain struggles, and any Su-57 deal could face similar setbacks. Iran's own history of over-promising military acquisitions, like the stalled S-300 deal in the 2000s, further tempers optimism. Ultimately, the Su-57's Bandar Abbas cameo is a tantalizing hint of what could be, a modernized Iranian Air Force wielding a fifth-generation fighter to challenge regional giants. Its stealth, firepower, and symbolism align with Tehran's ambitions, and Russia's export push offers a viable pathway. But the gap between opportunity and reality is vast, bridged only by political will, financial ingenuity, and technical support that both nations may struggle to muster. For now, the Su-57 remains a guest, not a resident, in Iran's hangars, its potential locked in a dance of speculation and strategic calculus as the Middle East watches warily.